Take me out to left field. Give me a shot of Fireball. Give me some high fives from Mark Pena and a hug from Jeff Cross as we stand on top of the tables. Hearing the horns, that's a blast. For it's 1, 2, 3 shots from the cannon with the ladies of left field.
Hey, y'all. It is game time with the ladies of left field. It's Jordan here with Katie and Kasey.
Hi.
Hey, y'all.
Katie's dealing with something, so she's not going to chime in as much as she normally would. But we have some big news to start it off. We normally kick it off Hot Girl Headlines first, but we have left the nest, and we are now a standalone podcast under the Shody Media umbrella. Ladies of Left Field. Yay! You can find us as Ladies of Left Field under all of your favorite podcast apps, whether it be Apple, Amazon, Spotify, iHeart, any of these, we should be there. If you would like to help us reach our goal of 1,000 listens in the month of April, since we are just a fledgling individual, you can go back and listen to all of our first 8 episodes and then this 9th one that we are releasing this week. Follow us, give us 5 stars, share with everybody you know and love who may or may not want to know about sports, but share it with them anyway.
And it's like Seinfeld. They're still relevant and they're still awesome.
I will say my mother called me this morning. She's like, how many of y'all have? I need to make sure I've listened to all of them.
At all 8, there'll be 9 on Friday. And we'll try and drop an episode every Friday. And that way you can be prepared going into your weekend of sports. So just wanted to give a quick thank you to everybody who's been listening so far, because this has been a fun adventure for all of us. I think nobody knew what we were getting into when we sat down to do this on day 1. But we have had some great feedback. We've had a ton of fun conversations. And I just really appreciate Kasey, Katie, Shelly, Jody, everybody who has chimed in at any point. Because I think we just love each other and we love sports and we love Texas. And so we're happy to be here doing this every week.
It's been so fun.
Very true.
Hot Girl Headlines time. Katie, take it away.
All right. Yes, y'all. I'm trying to fight through this voice, so sorry if I sound funny. I got on the announcements this morning and all the kids were like, was that you? Here we are. I'm going to talk about March Madness. It's over. Madness is over. We're in April, but it was super fun. I don't know. Personally, I was disappointed the way that Houston finished that game. They were up the whole game against Florida, and then they just could not get it together in the end. The Florida Gators are our national champions this year in basketball. I don't know, man. It's a weird thing. University of Florida and the Gator Chomp in basketball just don't really match for me. But here we are. I will say the Houston Cougars played Duke in one of the Final Four games, and they kind of did to Duke what Florida did to Houston.
It's exactly what I was gonna say. I was gonna say Florida, Houston.
Yes, they did. So if you don't know, in the Final Four, Houston was playing Duke. Duke was winning and kind of dominating the whole game. At the very end, maybe the last 23 seconds or something crazy, Houston came back to beat Duke, which was pretty wild. And that was a huge kind of win and upset. And then Houston rolls into the national championship game against Florida. Again, looking dominant pretty much the whole game. And then at the end, they were just making kind of silly errors. Just really couldn't win the game. So the Florida Gators won. It was a good March Madness. It's interesting. It was the first time in a long time that all number 1 seeds were the Final Fours. You got to wonder if with NIL, with the transfer portal, with all that kind of stuff and the way sports are, is this the way of the future, right? Where you're not going to have, a lot of upsets. You're not going to have a lot of mid-majors, moving on in the tournament. That's the prediction. It does make sense. That all the best players are going to go to the best schools. So it'll be interesting to kind of watch how this develops over the next couple of years. But there you go on that. And the women's also done. As a Texas fan, we were upset to see our Lady Longhorns get beat by South Carolina and Dawn Staley. And then you watched UConn dominate.
Yeah.
Dominate, y'all. We all know that Gino Auriemma is the coach of the UConn ladies basketball team, and he is so well known for being one of the best coaches ever. And he just like mopped the floor with Dawn Staley. So that was kind of fun to watch if you did not want South Carolina to win.
Which is also weird because, like, you would think matchup-wise maybe other schools would, but UConn just had South Carolina's number. The game earlier in the season, I'm pretty sure UConn beat them by double digits then in Columbia too. So
no. Yeah, it was.
Well, unfortunately, we'll never know. Texas probably could have played them better. I know I'm biased, but
yeah, I agree. We started off like gangbusters in the first quarter.
Oh yeah, half, but really, honestly.
And then they just kind of, I don't know, you just kind of felt. I feel like my take on, at least for us as our women's basketball team, is, I mean, I love our defense. I love how fierce and everything we are, but I do think that it would serve us well to have like a 3-point shooter, somebody that can be that outside, hit the three on, to switch the momentum to get the, it's like, because you just, sometimes if you're driving the basket all the time and you just can't get those to fall, at least, I don't know, I just felt like the games that we lost this year, I felt like the teams had a 3-point shooter that just would run down there, next thing you know, they're right back in it with 2 baskets when you have an 8-point lead.
Yeah.
So
I agree. And then UConn is just dominant in women's basketball. You guys, this was their 12th title. 12th.
Wow.
I mean, that is just crazy. And that's followed by Tennessee with 8, Baylor with 3, Stanford with 3, and South Carolina with 3. So they are just like dominating that sport. So kind of wild. So yeah, March Madness was fun. It's over. And we had a good time. I will say, Kasey, what place did Barn get in our funsy bracket?
I want to say 7, 8. I don't know. I didn't even look, Kimmy. 6.
Oh, dang,
6. I just got to chime in. 6.
We chimed in.
Yeah. We were done. I was like, oh, look. Something.
I know if Houston would have won, I think Barn would have gotten second. And then he would have, had a lot of money, but bragging rights.
I know.
No, I don't know the name. John Palacios, one of Brandon's friends, I'm sure. Palacios, yeah. So Nimish got 3rd.
Yep.
Oh, good for Nimish.
We all love Nimish. Love some Jim P.
MP.
Mm-hmm. You're rolling through the Midwest to make it easy on people. He goes by Jim P.
Oh, wait, that's so good.
We love Nimish.
Really quick, I'll tell you a fun story. We were driving to Omaha, Nebraska for the College World Series one time with Nimish, and I'm pretty sure that's where we're going. We stopped at y'all know that Kansas Turnpike. If you ever driven to Omaha, yep. You're right. You drive on the Kansas Turnpike for like ever, and there's just like these little gas stations with McDonald's every so often. That's all you get. So we stopped at a McDonald's, ordered food. You have to give them your name because they're gonna call it. And at first he's like Nimish, and they're like, huh? And he's like, Nimish. They're like, no. I mean, it was not happening. So he just on the fly changed it. He goes, Jim P.
Yeah.
And so that's what it was.
Okay.
On. And everywhere we go, that like you got to think maybe they're gonna have a hard time with an Indian name or a name like Nimish. He just automatically switches it. Jim P.
Jim Ace.
Can we call him Shiver?
Yeah. I don't know. Sloths might get jealous. That's my good stories. That's my basketball. Who's up next?
My hot girl headline is that DeMarvion Overshone, our wonderful Texas football alum, who plays for the Dallas Cowboys, is going to be wearing 0 this year, and he will be the first Dallas Cowboy to wear that. He did wear 0 at UT, so it's got it has significance for him, which is really cool. His nickname is Agent 0, all this kind of stuff. I did read where he, somebody else, and Javon Curse was actually going to wear 0 when they first allowed, like 2 years ago when the NFL said that 0 could be a legitimate jersey number. And then for whatever reason, it didn't pan out for Javon Curse. And so now it's DeMarvion, which is exciting. He's, super happy about it and excited to use his nickname Agent 0. And hopefully he comes back this fall with all the glory that he showed this past season before he got
I want that for him too.
I know.
Poor guy with his injury. My dad also sent me a quarterback specific mock draft that said that the Cowboys were going to draft Quinn.
Oh my gosh, dude, please. But I don't get my hopes up for any of those things. Every time somebody
I know
says the Cowboys are going to draft one of our good players, don't tease me like that.
Don't tell me that. I did like it though.
Mm-hmm. I like it. And off to you, Jordan.
My hot girl headline, possibly it is the biggest week in golf. It is Masters week. So the Masters from Augusta started on Thursday. Should be a fun one. I was curious who everybody's pick was. My personal pick, obviously, I will root for Scotty Scheffler. I will root for Jordan Spieth, and another Longhorn, Jonathan Vegas, is in it. But if it's none of those guys, I am rooting for Rory McIlroy because it is the only major that he hasn't won. It is his 11th time trying. He's already got 2 PGA Tour wins this season, so I feel like this might be his time. Scotty's had a little bit, I love we say slow start for Scotty. It is a slow for Scotty start. It is not like a slow start for a golfer, but Scotty hasn't won every tournament he's played in, so it's like it's a slow start for Scotty. So my pick is Rory. I'll go on record and say that. Who are y'all's picks?
Mine is Scotty, just based on pretty much all the things that you just said. And just feeling
Fair.
Like, everything you said. And of course, I'll be rooting for Jordan. That's who it's a gimme for me that there's not a golf tournament that he doesn't play in that I'm not following and figuring out, what he's doing and going with the ups and downs of his score.
the Jordan Spieth experience.
Exactly.
My favorite thing. I forget which tournament it was, but I walked into the office, and I'm in Charlotte now, so I'm not even in Texas, but everyone's like, oh, you see what Spieth did? I'm like, oh, he's everywhere.
And he legitimately is usually everywhere.
You don't know? Yeah, Kasey, we joke that Spieth is like her little boyfriend.
Yes.
She often has her phone on every golf tournament where we're at, and her phone is on watching it. Yeah. So I love Rory. Same thing, Scotty and Jordan. But I don't know. I'm gonna go on a limb here. I like little Justin Thomas. Kind of old school a little bit. I mean, he went to Bama, which is not up our alley, but that's all right. So that might be fun. Also, my dad is a huge SMU alum. I've talked about this before. And Bryson DeChambeau used to play a lot of the courses where my dad used to play, especially when he was an amateur and when he was at SMU. So there's some personal connection there. I know he can rub people the wrong way sometimes, Bryson, but I mean, he's kind of a quirky dude. They call him the scientist. And he is designing all his own clubs and all kind of interesting things. So he'll be fun to watch. Yeah.
I like it.
Love the Masters. Well, love it. So fun.
And one other pick, if all those other people are taken in your pool or whatever, Ludwig Aberg is another good option. He was a runner-up last year, and the pros, not us the pros, but the rest of the pros seem to think he's going to do well. So I have a hard time rooting for a Red Raider, but I hope that he does well.
I have a little tidbit.
Yes.
One of my friends who loves sports, she had Florida in the final of her bracket, and she had Florida and Houston. And she had Florida. I think she got number 3 and made great money on it. And she's currently at the Masters. Dana Rothwell, Dana Weaver, having the best time, living her greatest life. But this girl knows how to gamble like nobody's business.
We need to get her on. I need pointers. I'm not a gambler. That's what we're going to have to do one of these weeks, is just bring someone who's good at gambling, because I am not.
Yeah, not me.
Yeah. She won 6 brackets for March Madness last year.
That's wild.
I know.
Hey.
So yeah.
She's
shout
out.
Very analytical. Very analytical. So, yeah. Good times.
Golf kind of ties us into Kasey's Around the Horns specialty, golf. So take us away on Around the Horns, Kasey.
All right. Our men's golf team was the co-champion at the Augusta Haskins Award Invitational. They always have like 4 or 5 names in their golf permits, but they were like I said, co-champion. So this spring they've played in 6 tournaments. They've won 4. They've been runner-up in one of them, and they finished 3rd in the other one. So I feel like this could conceivably be one of the very best golf seasons we've ever had. Dating back to like Ben Crenshaw and Tom Kite. Of course, again, like we say, it always comes down to still the very end, how you're playing at the end, because it's, ends up a tournament, and then you have to keep making it each day. But as far as the season goes, this has been just kind of unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So I just think that's really good. And they play again next week on Monday and Tuesday, I believe it is. So
this could be one of the best ones since whatever the year that Bo Hostler got hurt. Because they should have won it. They should have beat Oregon the year that Bo Hostler got hurt. Yeah. Otherwise, this is awesome. This is probably one of the best I've seen of them playing.
That year, that really sucked, because when he got hurt, it was like we basically just lost a player, because you couldn't put another player in the match play, like in his spot. I don't know if they ever changed that rule. I remember that after that happened, there was discussion about kind of changing that. Luckily they come back.
I don't know.
Luckily they came back and won either the following year or the second year with the Cootie twins.
Guys, was that 22?
22.
3?
Yeah.
Something? Yeah.
22. So, John Fields definitely is on a roll with his golf teams and recruiting guys, and then them going on and, trying to make it and doing well on the tour. It's definitely a plus.
Fields is awesome.
Yes, he is.
He's so nice. He just always looks so happy to be here, too.
Yeah, he is.
I love him.
He's so nice. He was last year when Scott won the Masters again. I think I texted him something, and I congratulations. And then it was like he gave me some credit for, he goes, well, I'm sure you helped with recruiting with, Coach Brown, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, sure, whatever.
He's so nice.
Yeah. So I rarely mention this, but when I was working for baseball, I also worked for golf too. So I worked for Jimmy Clayton. So I was just starting working for golf when JP was a senior. So I've known him all this time. And then I did get to work for John Fields for year or two. So I have like a little history with him. So, and he's very nice. And then we have about a jillion other great things happening, in Texas athletics. Men's tennis won the SEC. They beat A&M 4-1 in their match over the weekend. So that was another one of those Cotton Holdings Lone Star Trophy wins. I'm not sure
on it now.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the whole outcome there is, if that's just a bragging rights, or if this, since these Cotton Holdings company, maybe they're going to put money in NIL fund for one. I don't know. Not sure. It's just to know more about that.
That would be nice.
And then, so with the men's tennis, that's now 5 SEC championships in our first year. So
holy moly.
Yeah. So, and I may have said,
give us your line, Case. Give us your line.
I was like, that line, is Texas ready for the SEC, or should it really be, is the SEC ready for Texas? Now, come on. I mean, gee.
Fam, I don't think they are.
I don't think so either.
This is, and be totally honest, I didn't think it was going to go this well. I thought Texas would hold their own.
Yeah.
But I don't think I would have called 5 SEC championships in year 1.
Right. With several more still waiting out there.
Right. With more potentially on the way.
Right.
Which, kind of, not to jump you really, but softball's kicking ass. They swept Missouri this weekend. They're atop the SEC at 10-2. OU's 9-3. They do have number 5 Tennessee coming into town this week, which that is at McCombs. So go out and support softball. Go watch baseball on your phone while you support the softball team.
Yeah.
Taking on number 5 Tennessee.
Plenty of places.
Yeah. But just to highlight on softball, I know I think you brought her up pretty much every week, but Tegan Kavan, she did throw her first no-hitter. SEC pitcher of the week again. 13 2/3 innings, 1.02 ERA with 26 strikeouts. So if Kavana's on the mound, I don't know how anybody's like doing anything.
Yeah,
but that was just my little softball chime in. I took us off the rails a little bit on Around the Horns.
No, that's totally fine. And softball's currently playing right now. They're playing Texas State, so I have them on the TV right now. So it's the first inning for them. But we have the bases loaded with no outs. Now this, because this comes a little later, this is on Wednesday night.
What else we got for Around the Horns? I know, like you said, there's a million things that we're good at.
And Madison Booker won the Cheryl Miller Small Forward of the Year award again. So 2 years in a row. So that's 2 years in a row of her winning a national award, which is that's a big deal. Big deal. And Rory Harmon announced today that she was going to return, which should bode very well for our team.
That is huge because Madison was only a sophomore this year, so obviously Madison will be back. Rory will be back. I don't know who else will be back, but
I'm hoping a couple of those freshmen that were really, really good, Oldacre and is it
Jordan Lee was on his freshman, right?
And I think and Preston.
Yes,
I say Preston.
Yeah.
So I feel like if the team can stay intact, they're looking. Really
and you would hope that this exit this year is kind of a motivation to come back, stay here, go on the revenge tour next year.
And Coach Vic loves Rory also. I think that was a big thing for him. He talked about how she was such a leader.
Yeah, I think the women's NBA draft, it's like really like coming up like immediately, and you just. Unless you really had your decision made probably before all this started, if you weren't really sure, it's too close to probably, if you're like waffling, you probably want to lean to, I'll just go back, because it's not like they're losing out on money anymore with NIL.
True. So true.
So, and then that's probably our beach volleyball and rowing are continuing to just really do well, excel. And then we had a swimmer, Hubert. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Hubert Kos, Kos. He was the collegiate swimmer of the year. So
that's awesome. Man, Texas just keeps rolling. I love that for everybody. I guess one maybe spoiler alert. Dylan Volantis was the SEC Freshman of the Week. That's another Around the Horns to lead us into our baseball recap, which is one of our big things this week. It's probably the biggest news. Like, holy moly, sweeping Georgia.
What the holy moly.
I only got to watch some of the games on my phone just because I was in Chapel Hill for lacrosse. So those of you that were actually there, maybe if y'all want to take it away, although I definitely want to chime in on pitching because pitching was incredible among a lot of other things.
So Katie and I both were there Friday. And then I was there Saturday and Sunday as well. And, it was again another one of those weather weekends. All of a sudden it becomes winter again on Saturday afternoon and into Sunday. But needless to say, pitching, hitting, everything was outstanding. The comeback in this team is really something to be had for, said that they're just, you might get a little like, okay, I don't know. But the next thing you know, somebody comes through with a clutch hit and it's like, oh, wait a minute, we can do this. And they do.
That's incredible. I mean, because I was listening on the radio on Sunday when Rylan hit the walk-off in the 10, what was it? Was it 10th or 11th?
10th.
10th. And yes, I did not drive off the road, but I should not have been driving listening to that because I was so pumped. Like, just because you never know. Like, that was so awesome, though. But
what was he? He was pumped. Shirt came off.
Yeah, I did see shirt came off. I love it. I love it.
Caitlin Flores did own that he took his shirt off. He took Rylan's shirt off. Rylan didn't take it off himself. Jaylen tore it off of him.
Yeah, Jan.
But like to be said, going back by our pitching, they were coming in averaging 10.2 runs a game, and they scored 8 in 3 games against us.
That's insane. I mean, and we were talking about it last week. We're talking. This is like an intimidating offense. Yeah, intimidating offense because they had the top 2 hitter, some home run leader in the SEC. Like,
Whew.
Yeah. That is the one thing when I was, because again, I was in Chapel Hill, so I dragged two of my coworkers out somewhere to watch the Texas basketball game on a TV and the baseball game on an iPad.
Yeah.
But I mean, Jared Spencer had, I think it had to have been his best outing, right? 7 and 2/3, 11 strikeouts. Like, man, pitching showed up this week.
It's the blonde stash, Jordan. It's the blonde stash.
Yeah.
It is his team and the mustache. That's all we needed to do was allow facial hair, and we could have won at least. I mean, think of how many times they were in Omaha. If they'd have just had mustaches, maybe we'd have 3 or 4 more College World Series titles at this point. Jeez. But I was looking, as I am the numbers nerd. We have the best ERA in the SEC, but second in the nation, second in D1, which is something like you get kind of dialed in on your conference because you want to win the conference for anything. So I don't realize like how good this pitching staff is in the context of the entire country, but they do have the second ERA in the entire nation. Luke Harrison, season high strikeouts on Saturday. As we said, Dylan Volantis, SEC Freshman of the Week for the second time. Over the weekend, he went 5 1/3, 9 strikeouts. His 8 strikeouts on Sunday were a season high in his 4 innings. One thing that I was like kind of nervous about watching Tuesday night's game was the whole Kate Bing situation. But it sounds like for some just looked funky. Like ball wasn't coming out right, fastball wasn't where it needed to be. Seems that they brought him as a precautionary thing, but I don't know. We'll see.
The Kate Bing thing was strange because the trainer came out like with Max to check on him, and he's kind of like looking at him like, what? You know, even he is. And they saw something weird with his delivery or with his setup.
And the velo. Yeah. And the velo was down. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was strange. Yeah, man. Our pitching dominated. It was super fun. And our hitters came out. I'll tell you, I told you all that story about how Rylan made that video for that, my PE coach's mom, right? So after the walk-off, Kasey and I and a group of us got to go to Matt's El Rancho with Rylan and Jalen Flores and Stewart and all their crew. So I told Rylan, I was like, remember when you made that video for me? He was like, oh yeah. I was like, well, let me tell you. I was like, she, responded with like, oh my gosh, I love this so much. I like spit my cranberry cocktail, across the room. And he was like laughing about that. And so as she comes in my office yesterday, she's like, Katie, she was like, I about died when that shirt got pulled off my boyfriend. I mean, he was like, you tell him he can do that anytime. He can take that jersey off anytime. I loved it.
Any day.
And I have another little funny tidbit for our story from our Matt's El Rancho evening is when Barn and I first got there before as we walk into the bar side, and all of a sudden sitting there, with a drink in hand, waiting for their table is Tommy Harmon and his wife Debbie. And Tommy, if others don't know, he was a longtime assistant coach for the Longhorns. He was a player also, like with James Street for Coach Gus back in like the late 60s, early 70s. So he's a lifetime Longhorn, has a long history with Texas baseball. But he could tell where he'd come from and everything. And then he's like, we need to tell that boy to act like he's been there. They don't need to be taking off their shirts and stuff. And I started laughing and I said, well, I don't know, whatever. And he said, and then we said, well, he's going to be here in a little while. And he goes, oh, I'm going to talk to him. And so just as it happened, we all were in the same dining room area. And he came over, and I think he was very complimentary of them. But it was just very funny because Tommy has a way about himself. He's very just, ha-ha, and just, I'm the coach. I'm going to act like this, blah, blah, blah. But it was very funny because they all were saying it like, yes, sir, yes, sir. And then, Tommy actually was on staff when Adrian Alanis was here. And Adrian Alanis was Rylan and Jacque Stewart's high school coach. So it's all kind of full circle. It's kind of great.
And I will say Jalen did take credit. He was like, well, coach, I'm going to tell you, Rylan did not take off his own jersey. He was like, if you're going to be mad at anybody, be mad at me. He was like, I pulled it off of them.
Well, and then we had a little bit of shakeup in SEC standings with the crazy things of the Tennessee A&M series. Tennessee to pitch a no-hitter and run rule A&M on Friday night, where you're thinking, oh my gosh, they're going to blow this out. And then A&M comes back and wins the doubleheader.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like, well, Aggies, that's kind of helped us there a little bit.
I will not actually be thanking them, but.
Well, I know.
No, I know what you mean.
It was one of those things, well, dare I say, but, so.
Yeah.
Just don't know if you can hit their stride. So it's like, oh no.
Yeah. But. Standings update. That's a good segue into standings update, though, because now we're down to 2 teams at the top. Texas and Arkansas are both 11-1. And we have a little less than a month before Texas goes to Fayetteville to play Arkansas at the beginning of May. So that will be appointment watching. Then you got LSU at 10-2, Tennessee at 9-3, Georgia and Ole Miss after their respective weekends are 8-4. So that first weekend in May is going to be critical for these standings, I feel like.
Yeah, we're going to Kentucky. I have looked to see who everybody else is playing this weekend. If anybody else is knocking each other out.
And I mean, I'm sure we all know this, but also huge series to not. First time we did not have Max Ballou, and
that's a great point. That's such a good point.
That out there, like Max was like basically the leader of our team, one of the best players on our team, and really I think that is a huge leader, and for them to still go out there and dominate Georgia the way they did and be, like Kasey said, like fight back sometimes and just really have no quit in them and believe in each other, I think, through it all. Showed a lot, I think, of heart, good coaching, just good team dynamics, to still be able to do that with Max not playing. So, yeah.
Yeah.
That is a very good.
Yeah. Really.
It's also amazing that it seems like that it next man up, step up, figure it out. That's a good point. Arkansas plays Georgia this weekend. So we'll see if Georgia can be mad and
right.
Where's that game?
Georgia? It's in Athens.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good. That's good to know.
I guess we'll all be quietly barking this weekend.
Well, and with baseball with our team was that then last night we came back out when you could easily expect them to be a little flat, and we won in a run and roll game against Houston Christian. So that was very good. And like I said, it went through, utilized a lot of pitchers. I wouldn't say went through. I think they just got guys in to give them time. And then Jonah Williams got in the game and he walked, or he got hit. He got hit by a pitch. But he's the one that's on football scholarship. And so I don't know if anybody out there knows of other players that we've had at Texas that have played both baseball and football at the same time. I know 4. Do y'all know them? Any of them?
Brooks, Keeshnick.
Oh, I didn't even know Brooks.
No, he didn't play football.
No, he didn't?
No.
It was Keith, right?
Yes.
Oh,
Keith Moreland did.
That's maybe who I was thinking of.
Quan Cosby?
No.
Quan played left? Oh.
Not.
Quan just likes baseball? Okay.
He played baseball, but not.
Okay.
He tried to play pro baseball, and then he came, after he got done playing minor leagues, he came back to Texas, or he came to Texas. So he was just older when he was on the team.
Got it. Well then, no, I have no guesses.
Jay Streets.
Oh,
dang that!
didn't know that to the Houston.
Should have known that.
Heath Moreland, Shay Marins, and Johnny Walk.
Oh,
so, those are 4. There could be more, but I know those 4 for sure. So, and then we'll see how Jonah Williams does. Hopefully, very good.
Hopefully, good.
Yeah,
I love that.
But yeah,
another fun fact that I just saw. Do you guys know that the Longhorns are getting their own special edition packet of Big League Chew?
Yes.
I mean,
I just know that on social media.
Yeah, I used to love basically eating a pack of grape Big League Chew. Because, you really can only chew it for a little bit before it gets flavor's gone and kind of weird.
Yeah.
And so I basically just liked it like candy.
I did the watermelon one a lot. And it was just because my brother played baseball, so I was always out at, the Optimist
Yes.
snack stands, and
Right.
they had all the different flavors.
Barn saw it last night, and he goes, next time you're at the store and you see this, get this. I want this. And I was like, oh,
Because it's at a Dick's and HEB, I think. Dick's Sporting Goods and HEB.
think so. So since I go to HEB on the regular, that is my go-to place.
If anyone grabs some and you want to mail it my way, be my
Okay.
guest. I think we covered everything this week. Anybody got anything else they're excited about this week, sports-wise?
Did y'all see the cutest thing about the Masters that happened?
Which one? I saw lots of cute things.
Whose child was it? Because they were all the children were adorable
Rory's
today.
child, Poppy. And she takes the putter and hits up a golf ball for a putt, but a 9-foot or a long putt, and she sinks it.
It rolls.
Drains it.
It just keeps rolling. And then it was Shane Lowry was playing with them, and so his daughter, who's a little older than Poppy, she's so happy. She runs over there. She's trying to pick her up. Celebration. And I think she's kind of like, wait a minute, stop it, leave me alone. But I mean, it was so cute, their joy thing, And I saw where, I guess on the very first hole that Jordan was on, he let Sammy whack the ball. And I mean, it was and they had that on, they got that recorded, and it was so funny. He just
Sammy took a big rip. I didn't remember seeing that.
Scott Van Pelt was like, rip it, Sammy. And I saw a picture, and I haven't seen it since. I've been trying to find it, where Sam Burns is holding, their son's also named Bennett. And then he was playing with Scotty. So he's holding both of them. And then it's both of those little boys are looking at each other, and they have these cute little smiles on their face. I mean, I was just I'm trying to find that one on social media. But I mean, if you need to lift your spirits, just go to social media and watch the stuff from today. It's just
that's so true. Happiness. They have taken advantage of, or they have done a good job of making that into a thing. The Wednesday round is so cute. Just all the kids in their little white coveralls and everything. Oh, it's so cute.
I watched a little bit. I heard Max Homa was on with Scott Van Pelt. He was, when they interviewed other guys, they were all saying the same thing. It's this week is very intense and stressful. Leading up to your preparation, it's just a huge thing. But then that all of a sudden this day rolls around, and for a couple of hours, you're able to just decompress and be happy and joyous with your family, or your girlfriend or whoever it is you brought with you, and just all the fun that, goes on.
Yeah.
So
that's the point. And that's what it should be. It's still a game. In the grand scheme of things, it's still the game of golf.
But then they get to see their parents. They get to see their kids. So excited! It's just so cute. I love it.
We mentioned it before, Case, but you want to review again what Scotty picked for the Masters dinner?
Let's see. He had the ribeye, and
cowboy ribeye,
and the main thing I remember, because I kept seeing videos of it, was the chocolate chip cookie ice cream thing. I was like, oh my gosh, I
need that
last night. I was like, oh, yum, yum, yum. So, but I did see pictures of their dinner. I didn't see them. I saw pictures though, so they must have another dinner for wives, girlfriends, whatever, because there were pictures of them walking up with, some of them with their, wife or girlfriend. And so I'm like, okay, well, they're clearly going somewhere in the clubhouse, but they're not going to that dinner. So
you got me thinking about that the other week. Do you remember the year when Ricky Fowler was not dating anybody?
Yes,
and they did a photo with everybody.
Ryder Cup photo.
I had a date, and Ricky was by himself.
Yes, and making funny faces and stuff. I mean, he was making fun of himself. Yeah.
Oh, I do love Rick. That's what, when you started talking about the no one's invited, that made me think of that.
Yeah. I feel like right after that is when he met that girl Alice out there married. I know they have one child. I think she's either pregnant with the second and it is fully evident that Annie is that they're expecting their third. It's the summertime. So they're all I was like, oh my God, look at all these.
Okay, to take us away on the Masters note, I want to know, if you had to pick a Masters snack, what would you pick? And I'm going to give you a little bit of a menu. And I will also give you prices because this is part of the point of the Masters is everything is so extravagant, but the food prices have not changed since 2002.
Can I say our
So, what is it?
I want the pimento cheese sandwich.
That's the second thing on the list.
So easy.
Is egg salad sandwich, pimento cheese sandwich, pork barbecue sandwich, ham and cheese on rye, or kind of a dessert thing, the Georgia peach ice cream sandwich, or new this year is the handheld tomato pie, which essentially is like an empanada.
Oh.
I kind of want to try. I kind of want to try the tomato pie. That's my vote.
I'm sure that I would go with. Well, I've actually had the pimento cheese and the egg salad. As I was telling Jordan before we started that the past 2 years have been at parties where people have ordered the packages straight from the Masters. So may not taste quite the same, but I love pimento cheese anyway. So I'm always gonna try that. But I think both of them. But it's very fun these parties when they have all the stuff set up with glasses, and they have the little there's like paper flags to stick in everything, like the pins, the T-pins or whatever. So anyway, I love the Masters.
Same. So that'll be fun. Hopefully we're recapping a Scotty or a Jordan win next week.
That'd be awesome.
That would be ideal. But I think that's everything we got for this week. Covered everything. Again, we are standalone now. So even if you've listened, go back and listen again because we're hilarious and
tell all your friends.
Yeah, and tell your maybe not even people just start handing stuff out on the street. It's fine.
See you in the street.
Literally just yell it at them. They'll figure it out.
And if you want to join us, you can totally message us and say you want to be a guest host.
Yeah.
We're happy to
Absolutely.
have visitors.
We always love to have people join. Always love a new perspective.
Yep.
Unless you hate Texas, in which case probably we'll mute you.
Probably works out very well.
I do have that power, so we will do that.
We're
no.
balanced.
we try, kind of maybe.
Good point.
Anyway, but thanks as always for listening, and we'll see you in left field.
See you in left field.
Yeah. Thanks, y'all.